Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. My name is Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of the tape. There can only be one, Lomachenko, fighting as a featherweight. That's the 126-pound limit. He hit it bang on, 5'6" tall, and he's got a reach of around 65 inches. And squaring off against him, Marco Antonio Barrera, 5'6" tall with a reach of 70 inches.
There's an amazing reach advantage, which you do not actually realize is there until you get popped by that jab. The distance that's created is ridiculous.
There can only be one, Lomachenko, one of the most technically skilled fighters in all of boxing. No one moves around the ring like Lomachenko. The baby-face assassin. It doesn't matter the weight class. Bantamweight, super bantam, featherweight, super featherweight, or lightweight. He's held world titles in 3 different weight classes.
If this fighter knows how to use that reach, this is going to be a shot night.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, presenting the 2-time Olympic gold medalist from Ukraine, a tremendous 3-division champion of the world, Vasili Lomachenko. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Mexico City, here is the sensational 3-division champion of the world, the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
The wait is over. The speaking stopped. The fight begins. Now, let's get the answers.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. Left hook. Beautiful counter shot. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Straight right just misses. Perfect counter shot. Crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Throws the jab, but does not score. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Misses with the straight left. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
And he scores with the counter. Let's score with that right uppercut. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. They are giving us a high-tempo show. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bout, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
I like that round. Good work.
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Swing and a miss with that jab. So much for boxing. This is a fight. He's got to find a way to get around that reach advantage.
You've got to fight dirty, Todd. You've got to get in close. You've got to fight on the blind side of the referee. You've got to find a way in.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
These two fighters are made for one another. Nice counter punch right up the middle. The straight right just misses. Missing with the hook. Don't want to trade shots. Miss with that jab. Well done with that counter shot. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Deep breaths. Good work, that's it. Now breathe.
On to the third. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Insane action. It's bombs away. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Just missing with the uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. She threw a punch and just got countered. Hook misses. Good counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you're getting it. You're going to get a kick.
Just get him on the end of the jab.
On to the fourth we go. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Can't connect with that right hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Punch, counter punch. They both want a knockout, you can tell. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Counter punch caught him clean. Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. No, we don't see a knockdown.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
When are we going to see a jab from these two? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Just boxing, be smart.
Great work, I love that, that jab is slick.
What you doing? You switched up.
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the fifth. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The jab doesn't quite connect. Nice counter. Nice counter shot. Well, you know with featherweights, the hands are going to be flying. A lot of punch output.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Catch and shoot. Looking to land the hook. How about that time counter shot? Couldn't land that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Lomachenko in trouble. Lomachenko goes down. That punch to the head looks so good live. Let's see it again in slow motion and really appreciate it.
A shot from the gods took him out.
One, two, three, four. Come to me.
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once, and you got away with it. You can do it again.
One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Lomachenko is buzzed. And right back into the fray.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
Can make or break a fighter.
Now you're going back into it. Now it's a tougher fight, and he's
Good work, that's it, now breathe. Breathe, just get it.
There's the bell for round 6. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Hey, it's the featherweight division. You're going to see a lot of speed in this fight.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Nope, that hook won't score. He misses with that jab. respecting each other's punching power. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They miss with the jab. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. The jab not finding its target. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. These two featherweights are going to let their hands go, you know that.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
So he's going to drop his arms down here. Not sure that's the wisest decision. Stamina is off the charts. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Every second, every minute of this fight is in...
Here we go, it's round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Looks like a little bit of a strategy change here, loosening up the technique. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Missing with that right hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter shot lands. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Lomachenko in trouble! Looks like they've shaken it off.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Antonio Barrera is on the canvas. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Talk about Barrera in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive and then give it back the next round.
Listen, you've switched off. What are you doing? I need you to go back up.
And we enter the 8th round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
They exchange punches. Do you believe what we're seeing? Those counter punches have to hurt. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
There's a counter shot. He misses with that straight left. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
His stamina is off the charts. That uppercut can't get through. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. The straight right just misses. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. Well, it's go back to the drawing board time, a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous? You know what? Smarts that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.